everybody, welcome back to my channel. I apologize deeply for my last two videos that were live. I think I was pretty bummed out without really realizing it, and I really just didn't have anything to talk about, and that hurts me, hurts my feelings for myself. I always have wanted to get on here and be entertaining for you, giving you information that's needed, whatever that may be. And just to talk to you and make friends, but yesterday was not a real good day. Last night was a little bit better. I went outside in my gravity chair, and it's not the ones you hang by your ankles. I think those are called gravity something, but this is a gravity lawn chair. And I stargazed a little bit. And you'd be amazed of the things that you see in the sky if you're looking. There were some where I couldn't even tell if it was a plane or something else, but I would listen to sound and I could eventually hear sound. I saw a satellite go by, and those have no lights whatsoever. They're very dim unless the sky is dark, then you can really see it. But they go in a straight line and keep going. There's no veering, no jagged, nothing. When I first went out UFO watching, I think I've even talked about this before, I thought those satellites were UFOs. And then it was like a day or two later, we researched it, and no, it was a satellite. I've never stargazed before then to even know what to be looking for. And I'm just glad the tall tower UFO came to us, because that was undeniable. My bed thumper entity came back last night, and he wasn't so vigorous. And I've only had 2 hours sleep again. I do not know what's going on. I don't have a clue. I take 2 sleeping pills, and usually they knock me out. And sometimes all night long, mostly all night long. Well, last night I took 2, and it was like an hour or 2. I woke up wide awake, and I took a third, didn't even go back to sleep. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I've been doing this nonstop for, gosh, almost a month now. Well, I can say one thing, I will sleep good tonight, because I'm not going to nap or anything. Back on target, my bed thumper was here. I woke up, and it was a light thumping in the beginning, really light, and that might have been what woke me up. Maybe. I can't remember. But anyway, I kind of laid there and I smiled, and I thought to myself, and then my bed thumper was back. And then I think I went back to sleep, and then he became more vigorous, more pronounced. And so I sat up in bed, and I scooted to the foot of the bed where I felt the pounding was coming from. I laid there for a bit before I sat up and was trying to pinpoint where this was coming from. Sometimes I felt it was on the side. Sometimes I felt it was at the foot. But I sat up, and I was facing toward the foot, and I'm looking all over to see if I could see him. And then I looked to the right, which is on the side, of course, and looked. I didn't see anything. But while I was looking for him, the thumping stopped. And I got frustrated, a little angry at myself, because there's times where I think I expect too much from them, and then I get angry because I don't receive it, and that anger kind of lingers for a bit, and I know better, but I have been working on it this morning to let it go. When I was sitting up, I was thinking, why do you wake me up and then not show yourself? What is your purpose in doing this? It's kind of annoying that they wake me up and nothing else. And now if they were working on my body, that's okay. That sounds odd, but it's enjoyable, because it's not every day you have your body worked on by ETs. And that to me is exciting, that they can work on you so deeply in your body without pain at all. And you get to experience it. And that's really fascinating to me. But he did stop after I sat up and was looking for him. I don't think he started back. If he did, I don't remember. And I think maybe I went to sleep a few minutes. I woke up, the pounding stopped, and that was it. This morning, when my ex left to go to work, he left about 6:30-ish. So I get up and I cooked me some sausage and eggs. But before I started, I went into the hall bathroom, which is his main bathroom. The one I use, oddly, is in the master bedroom where he sleeps. We kind of like swap bathrooms for some reason. But anyway, I was in the hall bathroom, and I didn't shut the door because nobody was here. And I'm looking straight ahead, and across the hall, straight across, is the other bedroom that's empty, and it's dark in there. And I'm looking, you know, you just kind of sit on the toilet and you just kind of go in your own little world thinking about stuff because it's so comfortable sitting on that toilet until your legs go to sleep. But I'm sitting there and I'm looking straight ahead into kind of like the bedroom, and I'm in my own world. I hope you saw that. There was an orb. But while I was looking ahead, I saw energy. And I'm sitting there thinking, are you watching me pee? And I'm still looking, and I'm doing the paperwork, if you catch my drift. And I'm still looking, and I can see it, the energy, and a little bit of what I call invisibility. As I mentioned before, it's like in The Invisible Man, or I can never remember what this series is. It's got the rock man, and it's got the woman who's strong, I think. Oh, and turns invisible. And then her boyfriend, that they kind of like each other. What did he? Oh, he caught on fire. And he would say, light on or fire on or something like that. And he would fly. But when she turned invisible and she walked through the room, you can see kind of like a ripple effect when she walked by. That's what I see. And so, and I've got pretty good at looking too. I've got super good at it. So anyway, I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, are you seriously sitting there watching me pee? But in all honesty, I don't know if it was facing me or if its back was to me. Because the way I've understood it and was told to me, I'm thinking through my higher self, that if they're watching me, it's not for the purpose of watching me pee. They see it all the time. They see it all day long, every single day. One person sitting on the toilet is going to look like the next, just like a gynecologist. They don't sit there in enjoyment watching you. And some of them will turn their back. But this one I couldn't tell. So as I'm doing the paperwork, it's still there. When I get up and pull my panties up, it's still there. And I'm sitting there thinking, how long are you going to stand there? And then I pull up my sweatpants and it's still there. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. That's the story of my life. This is what happens to me all the time. And then I go in the kitchen and I cook my eggs and sausage. And I'm hearing noises back in this area. The kitchen's on the other side of the house. And I kind of stepped back and looked down the hall. Didn't see anything. I can't tell. I'm thinking I hear a frequency change. Sorry. But anyway, I continue doing dishes and laundry. And then I come in here to put my makeup on, because I'm not going to look horrible for you guys. But anyway, I came in to put my makeup on and I heard, for sure, without a doubt, a frequency change. And what that usually is if an entity is coming down the hall, I can hear its frequency going through or past. Let me see, there's 1, 2, 3, or 4. There's 2 doors on one side of the hall and then 2 doors on the other side. I can hear the frequency change as this entity is walking past those doorways, if that makes sense. It changes. It's so hard to explain. That was the first gift I realized I had at 10 or 11. But it's like, I'm sure that some of you have heard this, but just threw it out as, oh, whatever, you know. But it's when you're in a quiet room and you're alone. So it's like deathly quiet. Or is it deathly quiet? Anyway. And then you hear somebody like approaching behind you, and then you turn around and nobody's there. That's a frequency change. You hear it, but you don't know exactly what it is. Your human side is like, oh, I thought I heard something. And then your soul is probably thinking, yes, you did. You heard something. It was an entity entering the room. Entities are always around us, 24/7. And I'm not just talking about your guides and guardians and your soul family. I'm talking spirits in general. Because when you cross over, you go everywhere. And I mean everywhere. And I will say some spirits, as well as humans, when you're human, there's some, oh, what would you call it? When you want to see something you've never seen before. I can't think of the word for that. Interest, maybe? This is part of my cognitive memory issue. But anyway, I think you know what I'm getting at. So, like, for instance, let's just say there's a human on Earth right now, and they've always wanted to be a mortician, and they didn't get to be one. But they, for some reason, have this extremely high interest to become one. So when they cross over, they're probably going to hang out at a mortuary. That's kind of what I'm going at. There's souls all around. I will also say it was channeled to me before I started this video, and I think is a message for you guys. The ETs had said that they're always here. They're above us and all around us, and not all of us can see them. They're invisible because it would scare a lot of people, and they would think that the ETs are bad just because they scared the humans. A human's not going to sit there and see a benevolent reptilian walking toward him that's like 10 feet tall and looking evil when they're really not. That's going to freak the crap out of them because they're not going to know what the heck that is. So they stay invisible. Also, there are some that live here and they look a little different. I feel that if you look at specific people, you can tell that they're not from here. I cannot remember. I think it was the eyes. They are placed on the face differently. I can't remember the movie star's name. She played in the new, the movie series that Mel Gibson played in, Morosa. She played in the Splice movie too. Her name is Anna something. I think she's one. I might be wrong, but I think she's one. And I can't tell you if she's good or bad. I used to think she was good, but now for some reason I'm teetering over on the, she might be bad. I'm not sure. I feel that some of the really smart people that are ETs that are here are bad. But I'm not going to sit here and say I know that for sure. Furiosa. That's the movie I'm talking about. Mad Max Furiosa. That's it. The one where Furiosa played a young girl instead of a woman. But anyway, they don't want to scare you. They don't want you to think what the government has tried to tell us all along, that these ETs are bad. And don't get me wrong, they are bad ETs in the world, in the universe, or whatever. But they don't want you to think that because they are here looking at you and it scares you. Because then you're going to think, oh, the government was right. Oh my gosh, this is going to be the end of the world and all these bad thoughts. They're going to be petrified. They're going to tell somebody else, and that person is going to probably stretch that out of proportion and tell somebody else, and so on and so forth. So they feel safe in staying invisible to some of us for now. I feel like that's why 90% of them come to me invisible because they think I have this fear, in which I don't. And I think to them all the time, I've seen the red devil in my bedroom doorway in my apartment twice. And I've actually touched one entity that had 2 pairs of arms. And I even had a samurai walk from the doorway straight to the bed and touched my hand also. So if those aren't going to scare me, I don't think a reptilian will, or any other. And I've always had said in my head to them, if you're going to pop up and show me your full form, don't just pop up, bam, there you are. Say something to me first so I can get prepared, especially if you look different. And then when you become visible, I'm already prepared and knowing that you may be scary. I've said that to them. I don't want to turn the corner going down the hall and there's one standing there looking at me. That would scare me. I would calm down and I would realize who and what this entity would be. But getting scared like that, and I'm not talking about scared as, oh my God, there's somebody here. It's not that. It's just somebody jumping up going, boo, that kind of thing. I'm very skittish. I don't think that's the right term. I'm easily scared like that because my kids picked on me quite a bit because of that. And my friends, Lanita is one of them. Being in that aspect of being caught off guard, that scares me. But if I'm prepared, let's just say I'm talking to you, and on the other side of the camera, I'm seeing something stirring. Well, I'm going to look at it and I'm automatically going to feel and see and probably hear and smell that something is taking form, and I'm not going to be scared over that. I told them that. Tons. I've even seen the alien and the predator working on my Achilles. Now, if that doesn't scare you, I don't think anything will, because in the movies, they're supposed to be bad, but they're not. But when you see something like that, when you see this big upside down crescent head that's blue and purple, and it's coming down, and you can see just like the alien when they walk, they're on their hind legs, and their hind legs are bent, kind of like a grasshopper. Kind of, that's the best way I can explain it. And he's hunched down, bent over, doing something to my foot. That doesn't scare you, then you're pretty tough. I'm just saying. I got excited. I didn't want to say anything out loud because I didn't want them to leave. But in my head, I was literally going, oh my God, what is this? Oh, and I was so happy. The predator one, he had lenses on. And I'm thinking they're lenses where he could see in the dark. Well, he was watching my TV. And as soon as I was getting all excited in my head, he turns and he looks at me. And then he turns and watches TV again. And I was like, what? But I was so excited. I want that experience every single day. Every single day. That just makes me so happy. I said before, and I'll say it every day for the rest of my life, that that's the most positive points in my life. Those make me happy. And it's almost got to the point where I just want to say, just scare the shit out of me. Just pop up in front of me, scare me, and let's get happy. I want to get happy about it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this here. I love you guys tremendously. I hope I did not bore you, and I hope you found this video to be interesting. I love you guys tremendously, and I'm going to send each and every one of you love, light, and peace. Bye.